I think that she should keep calling Donald Trump a fascist. And I can say he wants to terminate the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election and nobody cares. Like, that rhetoric doesn't scare people. Like, even me bringing it up now, you brought it back to Kamala and Joe Rogan. Anderson?
Yeah.
Who gives a damn?
Well, I mean, I think you give a damn who's elected president.
Who wants to know what Charlemagne the God?
Thanks at a time like this, nigga. This is ridiculous.
And the game keep calling me. Can't escape the voices cause they all in me, all with me. Go.
That's that nigga, you know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing.
I think that she should keep calling Donald Trump a fascist. And I think that Americans need to keep looking at the rhetoric of Donald Trump, because I don't know why we're even thinking about electing somebody who's talking about putting people in camps. I don't know why why we want to elect somebody who's talking about mass deportation. I don't know why we're having this conversation about somebody who wants to terminate the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. Are we supposed to be a patriotic country? Whenever somebody like Colin Kaepernick takes a knee in this country, everybody talks about, oh, that's the one patriotic.
This man is crying.
I can say he wants to terminate the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election and nobody cares. Like, even me bringing it up now, you brought it back to Kamala and Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who gives a damn?
I mean, I think you give a damn who's elected president. And
yeah, that president is a fascist. That's talking about putting people in camps. That's talking about, once again, terminating the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. That's talking about
feelings be so strong that the facts are so blinded. It's crazy.
We talk about this every single. This is what
I don't think
I've been talking about this every night.
I don't think y'all have enough conversations about it. I feel like I heard more on this.
Who you?
Is Kamala Harris black than I do about,
I feel like
fascist.
that's what it's all about. I feel like
bullshit. I'm sorry.
Oh, I like that.
That's
Go ahead, Anderson.
I'm not. Look, I'm like
bullshit.
Okay. But
Thank
to
you.
say that we're sitting around discussing is Kamala Harris black? Like
I've seen those round table discussions a lot.
Where?
For you to say that y'all don't have those conversations.
I've never asked somebody is.
Well, I'm not saying you.
Point of time out.
He said the network.
I don't think anyone on. I don't think any anchor on this network has been going around saying, "Is she black?"
Point the time out.
Definitely.
I mean, we have had. Look, I'm sure we have had, nutty people or people who have strongly held beliefs who I may disagree with, who somewhere on some panel have said something.
Don't back down, Anderson.
I will just speak up for what I do on the show. I do believe it's important to get people different viewpoints as long as they're willing to have a legitimate conversation.
This is America.
What I don't like are surrogates who come out and just spout talking points that they don't even believe, and those are people I've tried to eliminate from having ever on the air again. This country where, you know what, I got so many, I don't look at comments about myself, but I was looking up some comments about my Greed podcast, and I came across this whole inundation from people who are Harris supporters saying to me online today, like, how dare you, what a betrayal that you would
How Angela's face changed.
You misunderstand what my job is.
They're nasty.
I'm not MSNBC, and no disrespect, what they do is they're very talented. But I don't watch it. I'm not interested in watching what these overpaid blow-dried anchors think, and I include myself in that overpaid blow-dried, although I don't blow-dry.
Made Anderson get real.
I am overpaid, but I'm not interested in the anchor's opinion. I'm interested in facts and letting the viewers make up their own mind.
He ain't lying.
Welcome back to the channel. G-Mac back with some thoughts, with some opinions, with some reactions. Like, subscribe, comment, hit all on the notification bell to get all of the content. And with that said, let's take this walk. And yeah, the one thing that crosses my mind anytime I see people like Charlemagne the God, but especially Charlemagne the God, going on podcast to podcast, trying to speak politics with this full intellect and this ill-informed knowledge. I literally go to that Dave Chappelle skit. Who the cares what Ja Rule thinks? And in this case, who cares what Charlemagne thinks? Or Angela Rye, or any of these political commentators who are really just big mouth who get off their talking points based on surface level research. And they're paid and they're in the pockets of Democrats. And it's always been that way. You can even harken back to Malcolm X. When Malcolm X was saying that, why are athletes and entertainers representing the black community when it comes to our politics and it comes to the plight of the community? Why just athletes and entertainers?
I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns.
And you kind of know this shit is entertainment because, all of the scare tactics, all of those scare tactic talking points about Donald Trump. In reality, Donald Trump has already been the president. That same rhetoric that they're trying to scare everybody into is the same rhetoric he ran on in 2015. From 2016 to 2020, he's still saying it. From 2020 to 2024, he's still Donald Trump. The man hasn't changed. The problem is you just don't like who the man is. And that's fine. Just don't conflate that with the politics of real issues. So while we're telling you that one person's personality turns us off and one person seems to be unifying, we also know that Joe Biden is the author of the crime bill. Wake up, black people. We also know that Kamala Harris is a career DA who has many stories of single black mothers talking about they've been locked up for truancy.
I intend to fight for Black Lives Matters. I intend to fight.
If Black Lives matter to her, why didn't I matter?
I don't agree what Kamala Harris did to my mom. And I don't agree with what she's done to other parents as well.
My message to all Americans, especially Black Americans, do not trust Kamala Harris.
You got plenty of stories of guys talking about Kamala Harris fought to keep them in jail. You have articles and information of Kamala Harris's husband, Doug, allegedly being accused of many bad things with women. Many swept under the rug accusations. But whose fault is it that you're not looking? That you rather have somebody think for you? You rather have Charlemagne the God project your feelings for you? Who gives a damn if we're asking about Joe Rogan? Yeah, what do you mean? The Italian American people should give a damn what interviews this one's doing or what interviews that one's doing. We're talking about a presidential election. You're looking in the camera like that rhetoric doesn't scare people? No, probably did in 2015. But the man has been president. He's gonna push the button. He didn't. There was no wars on that man's watch. Stop selling me the bullshit. And these people are so desperate that they're grasping for straws and they're even turning on CNN. How are you gonna turn on CNN and talk about they're not talking bad about Trump enough? 98.99. All of the talk on CNN is about Trump. And it's bad talk about Trump. And it's fucking dismissing all of Kamala's gaffes. There are round table panel discussions, multiple, shitting on people who aren't voting for Kamala or actually thinking about voting for Trump. There have been multiple. Just like Fox News is pro-Trump and anti-Kamala, CNN is very anti-Trump and pro-Kamala. The way you can easily point out fascism from what you see on this side, you can easily point out semblance of communism on this side, and certainly Marxism. Especially from Charlemagne the God. Kamala Harris supporters have resorted to bullying the other side, attempting to bully the other side with no ammo, with no knowledge, coming into a war of debate inept, only with headlines. And Anderson Cooper, whether you love him or hate him, whether you have a problem with him because he came out as homosexual or not, because I know there's definitely some people who have. I've heard it. Anderson Cooper, if nothing else, is a professional journalist, man. He has his biases or whatnot, but he conducts journalism in a professional manner, interviews in a professional manner. You can't expect Anderson Cooper to be like your stupid non-reading asses, consumed with so much emotion and identity politics that you can't even see the contradictions. You can't point out one thing on the other side and completely dismiss the other side. Or when somebody on the side, for example, black people who've been voting Democrat for 90 years, when they question the side that they've always been on, it is not incumbent upon you to say, bro, what about the other side? What do you think they've been doing? Again, especially when the other side's already been in the goddamn chair. Stop asking me about Donald Trump. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. And with that said, hopefully you've been entertained and informed while passing this precious time that we have, and hopefully I've earned your sub. This has been Doing It for GP. Till next time.
Never dare me, I spit the truth. Call you aware, fear-driven niggas get the boot. All of you squares couldn't fit up in my circle. All of us rare and will hurt you severe. Slow your roll, nigga, patience is a virtue.